Well, welcome everybody to another episode of At Home with the Willises. I'm Nicci Willis
I'm Jameen Willis.
and today's topic, we are going to be talking about the economics of the Super Bowl. All right, but first, you're at home with the Willises. So before we get started on this really interesting topic, I want to make sure that you subscribe. All right, so hit that button right down there in the corner and make sure you hit that bell so that you are notified every time we upload new content. Speaking of new content, babe, you are hitting.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I like it. It's hot. I'm proud of you.
right.
Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, see, that's why you got to subscribe to our channel. My boo is putting out some really awesome content, all things Lavender Homes. You're kind of walking everybody through all of our properties and what we're doing. So it's pretty cool.
So I'm like almost famous.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're famous in my eyes.
Okay. All right.
And I think it's hot. All right.
All right.
All right, let's get into our topic. Did I make you blush a little bit?
Black people don't blush.
You know what? We were starting off really strong, and now here we are. So welcome to the Willis house. Here we go. Anyway, so let's talk about the economics of the Super Bowl. So, hopefully you're not living under a rock, because if you are, then you would know that we are actually Las Vegas is hosting the Super Bowl this year, 2024. We got a few weeks.
It's the most wonderful time of the year
Football
for
fanatic.
football fans.
Football fanatic. And as of right now, the 49ers could make it to the Super Bowl.
The best team in the world. Yes.
And
okay.
I remember, a few episodes ago, probably about maybe like 2 months ago, we were talking about if, the 49ers do make the Super Bowl, you are going to be unbearable, to be quite honest.
Good or bad, win or lose.
Yes, good or bad, win or lose, you're going to be unbearable. So, of course, I hope the 49ers do make it to the Super Bowl, but
It's
just
very,
the stress
very,
in
it's
this
looking good.
house.
It's looking very good right now.
The stress in this house is going to be through the roof.
Listen.
No.
Wait. No.
What? It's going to be through the roof. You're going to stress
me out. So the Super Bowl is like huge. It's one of the biggest things in, American culture. But aside from the Super Bowl, aside from football, aside from my 49ers, which best team in the world, I feel like you get a hall pass of sorts to go dumb, just be stupid about. So it could be a TV show. It could be
That's
a
kind of how I feel about
sports
Bridgerton.
team.
Yeah.
It could be crafting.
Yeah.
Harry
yeah.
Potter.
Oh, okay,
Harry
Jen,
Potter.
that's
See,
you, Harry Potter.
like you made me dress up like one of the Capitol people and go see
Okay, relax.
Mockingbird. I had
Okay.
I had not mascara. What did I have on? I had whole face paint.
I threw a little
with-
mascara on just to kind of. We needed
Oh,
the
I had
beard
the
to
beard.
stand out.
And who was
yeah. You were a Capitol member, yes.
I had a point.
I had it
on the beard.
I had drawn these little elaborate lines all through his beard. Oh, it was fabulous. You looked great.
So when I pull up with my chain, with my jersey, with my starter jacket on, then hey, and Jen, she's making the what's the little thing under the stairs with the bed? What's the little nook called? Somebody got an Airbnb like that. I saw an Airbnb was like
that's
a
where
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter would live at the Muggle's house, at his family's house. It was so mean.
I've never watched. I gotta be honest. I've never watched the whole Harry Potter ever. It's just
I watch it a couple
You're
times a
missing
year.
everything.
Yeah. I'm not huge like that, but yeah, I definitely would be probably a Ravenclaw.
I don't like science fiction other than like Marvel comics. Like it's like my brain can't like
compute.
not compute.
Oh, well, I'm not saying it in a bad way. Okay, my bad, wrong word.
No, it's not relative because it's like so far out there. Like for some reason, like Marvel comics, I'd be like, oh yeah, he can punch through a wall. Cool, yeah, he laser beam through his eyes. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, because the Hulk
But-
can drag Loki
Yeah,
over
I
the
don't
place.
know, but
But you can believe that. But you can't believe some
science
other
fiction,
science
like
fiction.
the Chronicles of Narnia. It just
It's not
reminds me of
science
like
fiction,
the
that's
Chronicles
fantasy.
of Narnia. That's what that is to me, Harry Potter.
Okay.
But
So
I get it though. I
fiction.
get it because you can get the books. I be seeing people with them little wands
Yeah.
And that's just the thing. They have a lot of things set up to where it's real life. Like if I tell my phone Lumos, the light will come on, and that's a
Yeah.
wizarding spell that she made up. You
I
know,
don't be doing that.
like
'cause
the
I don't-
Pokemon Go people.
way I
Remember
grew
when they
up,
had
I
the
can't
whole
be telling spells.
Pokemon craze and they was playing the
Pokemon
game
Go?
and people was getting hit by cars
Yeah,
and
that was
they were
little-
taking over parks.
But you said everybody gets a hall pass to do dumb things.
Oh, I'm not. I'm 49ers. I don't expect everybody to be a 49ers fan. So when I see people walking around with playing Pokemon
I
Go
should do
in the
it
park,
there. If the 49ers win, you should jump in the pool
I already did that. I do that on Christmas.
without it being heated.
Oh, you almost made me cuss on this podcast. If the 49, no, that should be the
Ooh,
lose.
that would be so good.
Why would I punish myself if they win? That should be if they lose.
Well, because why would I say if the 49ers lose, you would call blasphemy right here on this podcast.
it's true.
So I'm not saying that. If they win though, you should jump in the pool.
I feel like we're getting off topic.
We are
We're
off
supposed to be
topic.
talking
Super
about
Bowl,
the economics.
Squirrel,
of the
Super Bowl,
Super
we're
Bowl.
back. All right. So yeah, you go ahead. This is a
So
passion
one of my
for you.
favorite things to do besides be a 49ers fan is I like to research economics. So it's kind of like the study of things that make the world go around. Commerce, economy, capitalism, things like that. So everybody's all stoked about the Super Bowl, which is going to be in our city, Las Vegas.
Yes.
So I wanted to focus on, because we're in business and I like to focus on economics, the economics of the Super Bowl. So I went back through time and I said, okay, what happened in the past? What's going on now? One of the things that I thought was very interesting was in 1993, when your boy MJ, not Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, was still alive, his halftime performance surpassed game time rating. So more people watched the halftime performance than the actual Super Bowl.
Wow.
And I wouldn't say anybody's been bigger than Michael Jackson. Would you say anybody's been bigger halftime?
Well, I don't know. I would have to
Not
look
big.
it up.
I mean, to you, like,
Beyonce, she has a huge following.
but did it top when Michael Jackson was like?
I don't know. That's why
Whitney
I'd be
Houston was one big one. Beyonce was a big
There's
one.
a
Justin
largest-
Timberlake and Janet Jackson. Now that was a big one. That was the. But then they started getting whack after that because they had the whole nip slip.
Yeah.
Then we got Metallica and Eric Clapton.
they kind of had to backpedal.
Yeah, we was on
Really
punishment
back
for quite
in.
some time
We got
after that.
We got Mick Jagger.
We
you know,
were-
it
we
was
were-
all like, hey, nobody
Prince-
wants to see Mick
Prince
Jagger's
was a big
nipples.
one. Was Prince before or
I
after?
remember Prince being a halftime performance. I must have been like 8.
Greatest Super Bowl. He was a performer.
But anyways, the point is, the Super Bowl has gotten to be such a big thing besides the game, from the halftime performance to the food to where it's at to the commercials. It has a whole big economic impact, and that's what we want to focus on today, is the economic impact. So
Yeah.
back in time, so let me go to my record. So in 1967, $40,000 bought you a 30-second ad for the
Wow.
Super Bowl.
1967.
Anybody want to take a guess how much it costs for a 30-second ad right now?
30 seconds.
$7 million
Wow.
is, that was last year. 2023, a 30-second Super Bowl commercial cost $7 million. So it's estimated it's going to be the same this year.
Okay. So it hasn't gone up.
Just 30 seconds is $7 million, according to
That's insane.
Forbes. So it's supposed to remain the same in 2024.
Okay.
And companies are seemingly happy to pay top dollar to feature their ad in front of the American people. That's a lot of freaking money for 30 seconds.
It is, but they pay it. They'll
But
pay it.
I
But you know
remember-
what also changed though?
What?
With some of these Super Bowl commercial ads, a lot of these dollars started going to YouTubers like Mr. Beast and some of these these influencers, and even some micro influencers. They started spending money that way instead of with the commercial ads.
I thought
it
that the
switched over
commercial
last year.
prices would go down because I remember like in the mid to early 2000s, I remember on the Today Show, they would have like the top Super Bowl. They probably still do it, but I don't watch the Today Show like I used to. But you would go to work the next day and you'd be like, did you see that? It seems like the commercials, the quality is not as great, or it just don't seem like it was like in the early 2000, like 2010 and stuff like that. It seemed like you would like go on Yahoo or go on YouTube and watch the commercials again just because this one was super funny.
The Dancing Baby is the only one that I remember. That was the Super Bowl commercial that like stuck with you. The Dancing Baby. I remember
it was going like
Yeah, there you go.
kind of creepy. And then
But you remembered it.
Yeah, they capitalized off of that because then remember you had dancing baby face, crying baby face during
What was the
Halloween.
one where they made you think like something was wrong with the screen?
Oh,
something
what
was
a
bouncing.
bug. No, you remember the bug one?
No, I mean the one where it had something bouncing.
Oh,
you just
yeah.
watched it bounce.
Yeah, and everybody was calling and seeing. That was last year.
Was it last year?
Where it was acting like oh no, that wasn't last year.
Yeah, that was
2 years ago.
Like 2 years ago.
Yes. And everybody's paying attention to see if it was going to go into the corner, like clean into the corner. It was really interesting. And everybody got excited when it finally hit the corner.
Hopefully we'll have better Super Bowl commercials this year.
So to your economics point, so $1 in 1967, you're talking about, if we're talking about purchasing power, would be equivalent to $9 now in 2024. So if you take that $7 million, y'all know we love economics here. It's so ridiculous. All right, and divide that by 9. You're talking 30 seconds. Equivalent in 1967, they would have paid $777,777. So 40,000 back in 1967. The equivalent of that back then to today's purchasing power, they would have had to pay over $770,000 for 30 seconds.
So that's like 10x.
9x, yeah. Yes, a lot.
A lot of money for
That is a
30
lot.
seconds.
All right, what else?
Better sell a lot of Doritos.
Right. And is it worth it? And so again, a lot of companies are switching their dollars over to influencers and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to continue to watch, especially as technology changes and how people consume their watch hours. You got YouTube now, Hulu, Netflix, and all these other subscription based platforms. How are companies going to allocate their dollars?
I wonder if it's different commercials for, like, if I watch the Super Bowl on Peacock, do they get different, like, they sell their own ads even though the Super Bowl is on there? I wonder how that works.
Do you guys feel like you're influenced more by these like big brand things, or at the local micro level, do you feel like that matters more to you?
Personally, does it matter? If I see someone that I know, like, and trust, that I am following, and someone says, hey, try, this is something I purchased off of Amazon, for instance, I'm going to trust that person a lot more. If it's something for kitchen organization or, the latest vacuum and whatnot. If someone that I'm following, someone that I have deemed to trust, I'm going to give them a higher weight, if you will, as far as influencing me versus if I saw a commercial, in between a Super Bowl ad. And I think that's what these companies are seeing.
Yeah, I think the influencer route is like huge because we're from the TV age. But
Right.
like our kids, like I sit and watch Jonathan, he just sits, he watched basketball on his phone more than on the TV. And I'm like, why don't you watch it on the big screen, son? I got a
don't want to.
60-inch or whatever. He's sitting there watching it on the thing. So you have to have the internet ads on there in addition to on there. But when I see Gronkowski in a Doritos commercial, it makes me pay more attention. It's like, oh, that's Rob. He eats Doritos, so I should eat Doritos. Or, Kev on stage or whoever. Influencers, I think you have to combine that with being in front of the eyeballs.
Agreed. Yeah, a combination of both, but
Yeah.
it does need to be a combination, or I think these companies are going to get left in the dust.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's talk about the other aspect. We got our resident food critic, Jen. I know she got information about this. So Super Bowl Sunday is the second largest U.S. food consumption day of the year, only second to Thanksgiving. Wow. On average, each Super Bowl viewer will eat 2,400 calories during the game alone.
Oh.
Total, we'll be eating 30 million pounds of snacks.
Goodness gracious.
So that's what I'm saying.
All those potato
Thanksgiving,
chips.
then the Super Bowl. That's a huge economic impact.
Yeah.
Because just unless you just super pro-black, non-colonizing, you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. So the second to Thanksgiving is the Super Bowl. That's a lot of freaking food. Mm-hmm. So I got a couple micro facts. 1.25 billion chicken wings are consumed on this day. That's a lot of freaking chicken wings.
We eat wings on that day. So
Yeah, you
we
gotta
part
have
of
wings.
it.
You gotta have wings, even if you don't eat them. You gotta have wings on the Super Bowl. That's like
Yeah.
the most popular food item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as somebody who honestly doesn't care much about sports, if I'm going to a Super Bowl party, I'm going for the food. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't care less who won.
Yeah.
That's
And if
the
I'm
thing.
hosting,
They
yeah,
got
if
something
I'm
for
hosting,
everybody. The Super Bowl is something for
care.
everybody. If you
That's
don't
true.
care about the game,
Yeah, you don't have
you
to
care
watch
about
it.
the food. If you don't care about the food, you care about the commercials. If you don't care about the commercial, you're just there to socialize.
I'm there for halftime. every
Oh
time.
yeah, if you don't care about
Some people
that,
are
you care
just,
about
some
music.
people
you're
just
there.
watch for halftime.
And some people, oh my gosh, look at the production on the halftime. You know,
That's me. I'm the one that's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, oop.
Oh,
missed
we're
that
gonna
right
talk
there.
about
Oh,
the
that's good.
production too. That's interesting too. So
Okay,
let me get
keep
back
going.
to the food.
All right.
Another fact is 51.7 million cases of beer are sold every year for
Just
the
for
game.
the game.
That's the popular drink of choice.
Okay.
And I miss beer. I do miss the beer.
We've got a gluten-freer, guys.
I got the Angry Orchard or the gluten-free beer.
We've got a.
But the beer and wings, the beer and wings combination, that's just Super Bowl right there.
But you know what? There's gluten-free beer. So
I'm gonna get. It's a shortage. So
Oh.
I found this
Sorry.
out. No,
Maybe
I
have some
found this
wine or
out
something.
from.
I don't know, babe. I'm trying to help you.
Val, my resident event planner, she tried to get some gluten-free beer, and they told her like
Is
it's
it
a
shortage?
shortage. If you find it, just
What's
buy
missing?
it because it's a shortage.
What's the ingredient that's missing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I figured you're gluten-free.
Well, no, I think a lot of people just are having trouble with gluten, and
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
companies
demand
are-
is higher
the
than
demand
supply
is
right
higher.
now. It could be.
They need to have another brand because it's only one brand is like good. It's made by Budweiser. My favorite, that's called Red Bridge. So that's the one
Okay.
that's a demand. But there's another one
Hey,
called
y'all
like
can sponsor us, by the way. 'cause that
Dura
was not
Dam.
sponsored.
That one is okay. It's not as good. But
Okay.
the Red Bridge is made by Budweiser. That's the best gluten-free beer.
Again, y'all can sponsor us, Budweiser, if
send
you're watching.
send your boy a couple cases.
Yeah.
You know, put me on a Super Bowl commercial. I'm down. Yeah,
Yeah, we can film that bad boy real quick. We got
absolutely.
you. All right.
Have a problem with gluten?
Yeah, trust Jameen.
Right.
All right.
Let's do it. We actually need to look into
Yeah,
that.
you know what?
I need to be a gluten-free advocate for beer, food, all kind of stuff.
Okay. Well,
Because it's more expensive too.
it is. Yes, your gluten-free life is
don't
more
get me on.
expensive.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Keep going.
All right, so the Super Bowl, the beer is a drink of choice. The amount will collectively that we drink on Sunday could fill 169 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
That's a lot. It's a lot of beer.
lot of beer.
Seriously.
Now, here's another one. Domino's alone will sell 12 million slices of pizza this weekend, and that's not the only place that delivers
Sure.
pizza. So Domino's is making up. That's like Christmas for Domino's. They make up for the whole
Probably
year.
so. Yeah, and these chicken wing places. This is probably like
They probably
huge.
run out.
chicken wing places. I would assume that they don't, because
Yeah,
I mean
they
you got to
pre- they
prepare for
prepare-
that. Yeah, you got to prepare.
Yeah, you got to be
for it.
pretty dumb to run out of chicken wings doing.
Where are all these chickens coming from? Nobody.
That's
wants to
not
ask
real
these
chickens.
questions.
I don't even care at this point. It's just like
That's a lot.
It is what it is. It's not that many chickens.
1.25 billion chicken wings. That means at least 500 million plus chickens.
We gotta be eating GMO chicken. Here's why. Okay, you eat all these chicken.
Babe, you are getting so far.
No, we're talking
off.
about the food. No, we're talking about the food. If you eat all these chicken wings, where's the rest of the chicken? If it came from a whole chicken, but them chicken wings are small. So if we get a rotisserie chicken, you go to the grocery store, get a whole chicken. Look at the chicken wing; it's bigger than what you get at. Yeah. I ain't gonna single out restaurants, but when you go to a wing place,
you know the ones.
Yeah, right.
You know what it is.
Just in case y'all decide to sponsor us, we ain't gonna say nothing.
Where's the rest of the chicken at? We eating midget. I mean, can you say that? Midget? It says.
I think that it's frowned upon.
Little people.
Definitely frowned upon.
Version, micro, chicken, GMO.
We'll edit that out so you don't get canceled later.
Wings.
We gonna get canceled because you over here talking about
little people. What I'm supposed to say? Little people chicken wings? It's hard to articulate that. Anyways, all right, that's the food right there.
Okay.
Jen, if you were having a Super Bowl party, what would be your top 3 items?
I gotta have spinach dip. Like that's my favorite. Like the spinach artichoke kind of. Yep.
You know what I like?
Wait, give her the other two.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
get really excited about this. Y'all see what's been happening? Let the Niners go all the way through. We're going to. It's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
Had a bad day. That's
all right.
Song.
Jen, what's the other 2?
All right, so
spinach dip is number 1.
Spinach dip is number 1. I am gonna go with the chicken wings.
Okay.
I am. And then I gotta have some kind of dessert. So I'm doing, brownies or cookies or something.
I like the brownie thing.
Yeah. Something
That's
like that.
good. All right, what about you?
You know what I like? I like when the people do the stadium and they do the snacks with the stadium with the drinks and the cheese and they make the whole stadium. I think that's dope.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a Super Bowl sports charcuterie stadium.
So y'all gonna have that at your party?
They might. Yeah. If Val would do it,
I'm definitely. I didn't know you like that, so I ain't made one before.
If Val don't do it, it ain't gonna be done.
That's true. That is true. So we just gonna.
She would do it.
I'll lay it out. She would.
She's
probably so creative.
She'll watch it. She'll be like,
she'll be like, I got an idea.
I just surprised you with a little something, and it'd be a whole stadium.
Yeah. All right.
Val, drop in the comments what time you coming.
No, Val not.
There's a whole bunch of people gonna drop in the comments what time they coming.
We just have to go to Val's because she having the Super Bowl party.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So past the food, right? So let's talk about the price of admission if you actually want to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh yes.
So I just went back 10 years. So in 2014, 10 years ago, the average price per ticket was $27.54. So basically $2,800.
That's a lot.
Super Bowl tickets are going to be here in Las Vegas. What's the Raider Stadium called? Allegiant Stadium. Mm-hmm. So Super Bowl tickets are currently priced around $8,600 to more than $50,000 in Ticketmaster. Wow. Of course, Allegiant Stadium has really nice lounges and box seats and things like that. Yes. So
it'll be worth it when if
best
those
seats,
of you are going
$8,600, best seats, 50 racks.
The Allegiant Stadium tickets are already high.
We're the highest NFL ticket in the NFL.
In regular season game, they're already high.
Plus parking.
Plus parking. And then you're going to still
when you lose, when you play blackjack. But that's why it's so expensive because you're not just going to a football game. You can go right across the street. You can go gamble. You can go in a hotel. You can go to Dre's and see 2 Chainz. It's a whole vibe. I'm going to Dre's. I'm going,
Okay. You're going to be in there with all the...
I'm going to take a nap. I
got
a whole plan. There we go.
I knew it was coming.
Pop a 5 hour.
There it goes.
Boom. What time? 2 o'clock. Let's do it.
And we'll
with
we'll
2
see.
Chainz.
With 2 Chainz.
With 2 Chainz.
Okay.
Featuring
Lil
Wayne.
You know what? Go ahead, babe. I think you can do it. You definitely gonna need a nap in your 5 hour. But you can do it. Okay.
Speaking of Vegas, hosting the Super Bowl in 2024 will generate an estimated total economic impact of more than $500 million.
Okay, that's what they're projecting. Okay.
So that's basically, $500 million. So each place, city that has a Super Bowl, that's the economic impact.
Okay.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of freaking money.
So let's look at it in perspective to F1 that we just had. So F1 brought in $1 billion
Yep.
economic impact, and then the Super Bowl is expected to generate 500 million. I guess that's probably why F1 is going to be here for the next 10 years.
That's why it was like, we don't care nothing about you complaining about the bridges.
There have been so many
traffic, view
small
obstructions. We could care
businesses,
less.
yeah, small
But who is that $1
businesses
billion going to? That's going to more I think F1. That money is going to a more isolated group of people than the Super Bowl, because you leave the Super Bowl, you go to your hotel or you go gambling. Also, the Super Bowl has a better economic impact on the United States than F1, because I don't know what time F1 starts. I don't know when it ends.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm gonna
isolated city, 1 billion. I didn't know so many people was interested in F1.
I didn't either.
I
didn't either.
Same thing with the
fact
country
that
music and the bull ride. I didn't know that
Yeah.
was a big thing here.
Yeah.
We're missing it on the country music
I'm
and
going
the bull
next
ride.
year. We gonna go, Jen. We gonna have a whole.
You look great in a cowboy hat. Let's do it. I do that base. I had
What
10
about
things
the
based
boots?
on.
I already got the
Can we
boots.
look good with
You said
No, the boots and the cowboy hat. Everybody knows you got
I
the
gotta
boots.
get the belt
If you haven't
buckle.
watched a previous
get that.
episode, we talked about the cowboy boots.
the belt buckle.
And then the belt buckle is still yet to be determined, but I think he would look great in a cowboy hat. So there you go.
I feel like hats, it's a hassle sometimes. Because like if you have to take it off, like where you gonna put it? You gotta put it on your knee.
You don't take it
Yeah,
off.
don't take it
Oh,
off.
you
The
don't take it
cowboy
off.
hats, you don't take those off. You live your
Okay.
whole life. You supposed
Unless
to keep
you-
your hat on
Oh,
while
and
you
I got
riding the
little
bull.
string, the little string, so it
You
don't
will,
come
babe,
off.
that is a party hat. You
No,
my goodness,
cowboy
if
hats
you
have a little string,
We're not.
so it don't
you're
fall
not.
off. Not the tight. It's
I
too-
know.
like the tie thing. It's like the little
I
string.
don't want you to wear that.
Don't not the string.
I would need a stylist that specializes in cowboy gear.
Boot barn. They got all. That's where I got my boots from. They got all the hats.
If you know how
I
to
got
style
boot-cut
and rock a hat, y'all just put it in the comment. If you know someone, tag them.
Anyways, okay, let's move
All right,
on. Let's move
moving on. The favorite part. See, I'm the halftime person, so Usher.
No, you the Usher person. You
I'm
ain't
the
halftime
I like halftime shows. I do love Usher.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be doing. It's only a 13-minute set.
That's actually long. Most people are 8 to like 12 minutes.
I thought we get all 20 minutes. No. Oh well, no setup time, all the things. Okay, you're right.
And commercial time.
Yeah, that's true. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, commercials get more and more expensive, and they are the most expensive at halftime. And then commercials drop drastically. The price of commercial time drops drastically after halftime. Okay, just a fun fact there, just in case you wanted to know that. But back to Usher, 13-minute set. The artist usually gets a $10 million production budget, but most halftime performers don't actually get paid. I knew that. I knew that. It's just more of it's a promo for them. It's advertising, great advertising, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't know that till like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because I was doing the research and I was looking at The Weeknd, which was the worst halftime performance in so many years.
Well,
Sorry.
Well, first of all, he had a lot to work against. That was the year of COVID.
It was.
And everybody was running around in masks, trying to stay 6 feet away from each other and be have choreography. That's a lot. He did his best. It wasn't.
But nobody checking for. I mean, The Weeknd is like. It's like I'd rather hear Eric Clapton. I was almost about to say Eric Clapton, but I actually would rather hear Eric Clapton than The Weeknd.
Oh.
It's like elevator music. It's like I'm in Kohl's looking for a pair of Dockers. That's it's The Weeknd music.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I feel like if he didn't have all of those factors, if it wasn't COVID and everybody masked and all of these things, it wouldn't have been The Weeknd. We would have got somebody better.
And he spent extra money. He spent like
spent
$7 million
extra
of his own money to make the production better, and it still didn't like it.
I think he needs a redo. To be honest, like, can we really compare him to other?
No.
years?
It worked for The Weeknd. I didn't like him, but his streaming rose 386%.
That is the reason why people
So
do this.
That's so it's free.
And Usher is coming out with a new album.
Yeah, so that's super smart. I think that he should have. Well, he already did 2 residencies, so it's like, dang, if you would have did it then. But yeah, if you come out with an album, so the weekend, his music stuff rose 386%. So that's streaming, people buying his albums.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna work.
Physical
for Usher.
Copies. Same thing with Usher. Is smart to do that. Well, it's not just like anybody can do it, but even Rihanna ain't put out an album since she had the first baby. But guess what? Those Fenty beauty sales went up.
Savage Fenty, because they were dancing in Savage Fenty.
Yeah, so Savage Fenty and her music.
She's so brilliant.
Yeah,
whoever
so
her team
if
is,
you got a
just
product,
brilliant.
that's where it really can benefit you too, because people go and buy your product. So
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
So big things for the Super Bowl plans here coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah. So football related still.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders have hired Antonio Pierce. That's super exciting. He did a great job coming in mid-season and being the interim head coach. And I would have protested should they have tried to hire someone else. I'm just saying. So congratulations, Antonio. We're looking forward to amazing things for 24-25. Let's go Raiders.
Lobbying
Raider
her.
Nation.
So Crosby said, I'm going to request to be traded if y'all don't make him the head coach. But I think that's good to have the heart. I think that's good for the Raiders because they have like the more like the 49ers have like Shanahan. He's like a genius with the play calling and stuff like that. But then you have teams that have like the heart of the locker room, and the Raiders are more of like the just win, baby, win. So they need that type of coach. The last guy, Josh McDaniels, he came from the Patriots, were like real technical. Okay, they like just smash
not
mouth
touchy-feely
football. Yeah, defensive guy. So I think that's good. But we also need more skilled positions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's interesting that you say that. How you say, one team can be a little bit more technical versus some teams are just more like rally behind, or it's interesting the different makeup of teams and what makes a winning team. Like I wonder what the locker room is like for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Who cares?
Your favorite team.
God, dog.
Okay, I'm messing with you. I'm sorry. Okay.
They have to be honest, even though I don't like them, the reason why they win a lot is they have a good balance. Because you got the guy, he used to coach the Eagles, the head coach of him. I think it's a good balance. He's a play caller, but he's also like has the locker room. So anyways, Pierce is obviously a black African-American coach. Yeah. He's only 45 years old. And he was already with the season. Now, they did something. I was like, okay, this guy, y'all need to give him a chance. They beat the brakes off of, who was it they beat the brakes off? Let me see who they beat somebody so bad. And I was like, okay, he's trying to make a record win out here
for them.
So great. They finished the season 8-9.
Okay.
But
so almost
they were like 5-4. Which is really good because they fired the head coach on Halloween and they fired the general manager, benched the quarterback. So to lose, make all those changes, come in and to win.
Is Garoppolo? Jimmy G?
They benched Jimmy G.
Is he still on the team?
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't seen him.
He getting paid $100 million to sit on the bench. But the problem is Josh McDaniels came from the Patriots. Jimmy G came from the Patriots. So it was like, get rid of this regime.
Okay, clean house.
Yeah, so they did. It's like you came with Josh McDaniels. You Josh McDaniels' boy, so you sit down with him. Well, they didn't get rid of him.
They weren't winning. So you gotta if you're gonna win, sometimes you gotta do some drastic things.
Yeah. So So no more interim coach. And now we need a general manager.
Speaking of other coach hires, who was hired for the Patriots?
The Patriots. His name is Jared. I forget his last name.
Yes.
But he was the youngest. He's the youngest coach.
Also
in the NFL.
African American.
Yeah, I think he's like 37 or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
37.
Now, one of the things that was interesting that came up this week was that in an interview, someone asked about, about race being important and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
The owner said, well, I don't see color. And he thought that was just like the bomb, the best answer ever. And Jared turned around and said, actually, of course it takes skill and all these things. The owner was saying, I hire the best man for the job. I don't see color. And congratulations to Jared for sticking up to himself, because he said, actually, I do see color. And if you don't see color,
Jared Mayo.
Jared Mayo, thank you. He said, I do see color. If you don't see color, that's a problem. He said, because things still do have to change here in football and in America. So if you don't see color, that's a problem. So congratulations to him for being hired, and kudos to him for speaking his truth, for speaking truth to what the question really was.
A lot of pressure on him too. Yeah, I like that he did that, but it's like, if you coming out there being bold, you better win some games, because you in New England.
I mean,
Boston, New England, you better win some games. Coming behind somebody like Belichick that's been there forever. How many rings they got? 6?
He's got a lot of rings.
7?
But man, they outed him as soon as it wasn't working. Woo! Did they give him a performance, eval, or do you get a 90 days and get it together?
He'll be fine. He ain't retired. He gonna go somewhere else and get paid another
put you on a performance plan.
Performance plan.
You got 90 days to turn it around. Okay. All right.
Speaking of football.
Okay.
So the Super Bowl is February 11th, I believe.
Yep.
So we're down to the championships, NFC, AFC championships. So we have our playoff bracket. We have my San Francisco 49ers that are going to play the surprise Detroit Lions. Detroit ain't won nothing ever. Not just the Lions, just
I was rooting for Detroit.
Lions,
too,
Tigers, Bears, the city,
Yeah.
Anyway, so Detroit.
Congratulations to Detroit for making it this far.
That's
Unfortunately, it will end coming soon. Right,
yeah,
babe?
That's true. That's right. And I got, people that I know in real life on Detroit team. But I'm rooting for you. Do well. But when the game is over.
All right. And then
you have on the other side, the AFC is the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, so it's possible that we could play the Ravens for the Super Bowl or the Chiefs.
It would definitely be, and either way, it's a repeat of the last 2 times we were in the Super Bowl. Wow. So we were in the Super Bowl in 2019 when we first moved here, and that's why I can't. That's one of the biggest reasons why I can't stand the Chiefs, because we lost to them in the Super Bowl the year I moved here.
He has been bitter ever since, y'all.
It's like the Ray Finkel,
every time we have to encounter the Chiefs, it is.
But I don't.
Not a great day.
I just don't. Anyways.
So
we're gonna play the Chiefs.
Okay.
And then the last time we were in the Super Bowl before then, it was the Ravens. So it was the battle of the Harbaugh brothers.
Oh, that's right.
And the Ravens won the Super Bowl. That was like 20. That was when Kaepernick and stuff like that. So no matter what, we get a chance to
redeem ourselves. Let's go.
No, not a chance. We'll either redeem ourselves with the Ravens or we will redeem ourselves with the Chiefs.
All right. Bang bang Niner game.
I would take the Chiefs because I just don't like them. The Ravens, that boy Lamar Jackson,
he's cold.
Yeah,
he's cold, brother. Okay.
Anyway, so
let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Because I got the real estate minute of the day.
All right.
And this one is a did you know? So I'm going to read this for you. Did you know in 1960 there was a 27-point gap between black and white home ownership? Now, the Fair Housing Act was passed in 1968, where you couldn't discriminate. Yes, you did. Where you could no longer discriminate against black homeowners or potential black homeowners. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the gap has gotten even wider, particularly here in Las Vegas. So instead of a 27-point gap here in Las Vegas, it's actually closer to 37 or 38%, which is nearly 13% higher than it was 12 years ago. So what does that mean? That means black home ownership in Las Vegas has remained 28% in the past 10 years.
Wow.
No growth whatsoever. Yeah, pretty alarming. Yeah, absolutely. So the question is, what do we do? What can we do? And headed into Black History Month, I want to address that. What do we do? Now, there are a lot of things that, and a lot of factors, right, that have to do with this. But here's some advice for you. And this is where my real estate minute comes into play. Stop listening to those who already have tell you not to get what they already have.
That's true.
I am baffled by the amount of media and attention that goes out to people screaming and ranting about interest rates, about, home ownership and all the things. And they are actual homeowners. Mm-hmm. And it's scaring you into thinking that you shouldn't be what they already are. So be mindful and be careful about who you're listening to when it comes to changing your life, when it comes to starting your wealth, when it comes to leaving a legacy for your next generation. Stop listening to those who already have talk you out of something that they already have. All right? So that's your real estate minute of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are wrapping up this episode. This was a fun episode, full of football. Mm-hmm. All right, and we hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Go Niners.
Yeah, tell us your favorite.
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Super Bowl, food item.
Oh.
In the comments.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Nobody asked me. I think I'm a dessert kind of gal, though.
Predictions, Super Bowl predictions, and your favorite food item.
I like it.
In the comments.
Put it in the comments below. All right, guys, have a great week. See ya.